Welcome back to the Pitch Clock. I'm your host, Connor Nelson. This is Baseball Debate at Game Speed, where every question comes with a 15-second pitch clock. Pulling a page right out of the MLB playbook, no rambling, just your take. When the buzzer hits, we go a few rounds each to debate, react, dig in, whatever it needs to be. And with that, I am thrilled to introduce someone we've actually had on the show before. He's actually played the game before a little bit too, a dangerous combo. Sports media pro, former collegiate baseball player, Dante Tardino. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me back on.
All right. Well, yeah, we got into some interesting preseason topics, and we got 3 more preseason topics for you again today. And we're Dodger fans here, not on this podcast specifically, but right here, us two right here, big Dodger guys. So my question to you is, I already know who you think is going to win the NL, who's going to represent the National League in the World Series. But my question to you is, Dante, who's the biggest threat to the Dodgers in the National League?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this last season, I thought it was the Phillies, was worried about them, and if it wasn't for Wheeler going out, maybe they would have had a shot against us. But this year, we're staying in that same division. We're going with the Mets. They spent a ton of money, and I think they got the only lineup that can compete with us.
So you like the lineup better than anything else. I think the lineup, it's going to be interesting for me because I don't love how they're going to be positioned defensively. I think that's going to be a big question mark, and I don't love worrying about defense through a 162-game season. But their 6-man rotation is looking pretty spicy, Dante. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think the big addition of having Peralta at the front end is huge. I'm super high on McLean. I think within this year, next year, he'll be a Cy Young candidate for sure.
I like the rotation with Manaea and Senga slotted in as 5 and 6, and then you still have Jonah Tong waiting in the minors to be that guy. If an injury happens or if a guy needs to get moved into the bullpen, he's going to be the next guy up. I think that's a really great position they have themselves in right now. Do you think? Where would you rank the Mets rotation in terms of best in baseball?
I'd slot him in probably third.
Got to be in the top 5.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers staff is pretty good. I think their staff will compete with what the Blue Jays have rolling there. The Mariners always solid, obviously. But yeah, I'd put them top 5, top 3. It's a pretty good spot.
I was thinking 4th or 5th for my head when I was coming up with that question. So, yeah, I don't know. The Mets could be really scary for the Dodgers this season. But we'll go ahead and wrap that question up and keep the clock hot. So I'm going to turn it over into a player-related question. We just talked about some teams. Now I want to know, Dante, in this world of uncertainty that is Major League Baseball, teams want to get guys locked up for as long as possible. We see it with Jackson Chourio. Teams are trying to make investments. So with that, I ask you, who's one player, if you were the owner or a GM, who's one guy you'd give a lifetime extension to right now?
Yeah, this one's an easy one. It's obviously Nick Kurtz. You got a franchise that's going to a whole new city in a big, big market, and you're going to bring over a superstar. Might as well lock him up for life. Give the fans, the new fans, someone to cheer for his entire career, Nick Kurtz.
He does seem like he'd be a great poster boy for Vegas. Maybe not the bad boy you'd think kind of like fits in with their vibe, but the perfect one to kind of keep the team segmented from maybe the kind of, scarier stuff that goes on in Las Vegas. So I think that's a great signing. If they were to extend him, they already got Soderstrom, so locking up that young core would be huge. How many first basemen do you think are better than Nick Kurtz in the league right now?
It's not too many. Maybe give me 2. I'll take Freddie. Oh, man. He's better than Bryce Harper right now.
Vlad?
Yeah, okay, there you go. That was the second one. That's it. That's it for me. Thank you.
All right. I like those too. I think that's a good comp. We're going to keep it rolling. I like the Nick Kurtz pick. It's been a popular opinion here on the Pitch Clock. We'll see what the fans have to say about it, if they got any better names down in the comments. But Dante, final topic for you today. I think it might be one of the biggest hitting questions, even though I think we already know one side of your answer. Give me your World Series matchup for 2026.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind the Dodgers are running this back. Even with the Mets, Phillies, whoever threatens, it doesn't matter. Give me out of the AL, give me the Mariners. Big heartbreak last postseason. They got to come through this season. We're waiting for them. 2 good pitching staffs. Let's do it.
Dante, as you know, I spent my college years up in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon that does not have a professional baseball team. Who knows? They might soon, but a lot of Mariners fans up there, and I can tell you they are diehard waiting for this team to beat the Dodgers. I think if anybody wanted to beat LA, that was, not one of the big markets, Giants or Yankees. I think the Mariners would be a pretty fun team to do it. I think that's kind of scary saying it as a Dodger fan, but what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm not too worried about them actually beating us. I just, we're just guessing whoever's going to be the opponent. Whoever's going to lose, that's who I'd choose to lose to us for sure.
So then who do you think is the biggest competition for the Mariners out in the American League then?
I hate saying it, but probably the Yankees. I mean, the Judge, they can't keep wasting his prime. So I think he's got at least one more run in him to the World Series, and then we'll see. But next year is for sure Mariners.
Oh, only last thing I'll put out there on the topic, Dante, is that if I'm an American League team, the one other opponent I do not want to see in any round of the playoffs, and especially early, is the Tampa Bay Rays. I don't want the Rays to Ray again in 2026. I don't need to see that kind of baseball in the playoffs, but I think they could put up some sizable competition in the American League this season with some of the moves they've made and how solid their organization is as a whole. But Dante, any final words on any of our topics today as we wrap up our pitch clock?
Nick Kurtz, the face of Vegas, baby.
Face of Vegas. I like it. It's going to be like walking around Vegas seeing Nick Kurtz is going to be like walking around Japan seeing Shohei Ohtani. I can see it already. Put him on the cereal box. Put him on the socks. Everything. I love it. All right. Folks, that was another Pitch Clock episode. We thank you, Dante, for joining us yet again and enduring such a vicious grind and such a fast clock. I know 15 seconds is pretty speedy. But, hey, this was the Pitch Clock. If you're looking for more fast-paced baseball content, check us out at the Pitch Clock, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place. I'm Connor Nelson.